They said I'm charged for capital murder.
Yes, sir, you are.
I ain't never killed nobody in my life.
Okay. Have you been around anything where some disagreements have occurred? Is there anything that we need to know about?
I ain't been around nobody who disagree with anybody, fights, shooting anybody, none of that.
Okay.
A local Texas community was rocked by the cold-blooded murder of a local pastor and a brutal attack on his secretary, March 3, 2011. Pastor Clint Dobson, 28, was violently attacked and ultimately suffocated with a plastic bag, while his church secretary, Judy Elliott, was left for dead. Stay with us, because a single blood-spattered belt stud will soon flip this interrogation on its head.
You weren't in that church. You were in that church. You were there when that man died. You were there when that lady was severely beaten and almost died. And that's damn unlucky for you.
Why?
Because she's going to be able to identify you.
Yeah. And she wanted to identify. I wasn't there. I went
You
inside.
have let me tell you this, you have a very distinct look about you.
The main suspect, Stephen Nelson, was arrested 2 days later. However, his conscience would not compel him to confess to his crimes. The deceased pastor's wife shared a heartbreaking testimony following this crime. "No one wants to remember you," she told Nelson, "but they will always remember Clint. I vow to be his voice and carry on his legacy, that good will always trump evil."
No, I was in the ISF.
ISF.
Sanction program.
Oh, okay. Okay. How long were you in that?
90 days.
90 days. Where were you at before that?
Dallas County.
Okay. For what for?
Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Okay. Well, prior to asking all those questions, I got to read you your Miranda warnings.
Okay.
Here's a card if you'd like to read along. I'm not trying to be insulting. You can read, write, and understand English.
I already know. Yeah.
Mr. Nelson, do you mind if I call you Stephen, or do you prefer Mr. Nelson?
No, it don't matter.
Okay. Stephen, you have the right to remain silent, not make any statement at all, and any statement you make may be used against you at your trial. Any statement you make may be used evidence against you in court. You have the right to have a lawyer present to advise you prior to and during any questioning. If you're unable to employ a lawyer, you have the right to have a lawyer appointed to advise you prior to and during any questioning, and you have the right to terminate this interview at any time. Do you understand all of those? I've read them to you.
Yes, sir.
Do you voluntarily waive them so we can talk?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Stephen must have known that there was no way he would get away with his crime, but he was going to try and feign innocence to mislead the detectives.
Well, Stephen, I always kind of start all my interviews like this, but is there any particular reason why a couple of detectives would be wanting to talk to you?
No.
Nothing you can think of? Have you been in any trouble here recently? Have you
No.
had any fights with anybody here recently, or anyone upset with you, or?
No.
Okay.
I've been reporting to probation. That was it.
Who's your probation officer?
Sherry Price.
Sherry Price. Well, the reason why we'd like to talk to you is that your name has come up in an investigation in which we're working, okay?
Okay.
And the reason why we collected your clothes is that anytime we do these investigations, we try and be as thorough as possible.
Okay.
And the main thing we seized is your jewelry. How'd you come about that jewelry? The necklace and all that? How long have you had that?
For a hot minute. I had it for a hot minute.
For a while? Okay. So, like weeks, days, months, years?
Where's all this going to, though?
Well, I'd like to kind of, just ask this question, and we can kind of build on it, I mean, there is an end game to this, and I'm not trying to play games with you. But, anytime we start with these things, it's always kind of like a little, I'm trying to gauge you, and you're trying to gauge me.
Okay. So I'm here for, they said I'm charged for capital murder.
Yes, sir, you are.
I ain't never killed nobody in my life.
Okay. Have you been around anything where some disagreements have occurred? Is there anything that we need to know about?
I ain't been around nobody who disagree with anybody, fights, shooting anybody, none of that.
Okay.
Stephen's statement turned out to be completely untrue. Years of escalating violence led Nelson to the doors of North Point Church on March 3, 2011. He had a criminal record reaching back to childhood arson, coupled with documented schizophrenia.
Had you been drinking that night or
Uh,
taking any drugs?
X pills.
X pills. When did you take the X pills?
Probably about around 10.
10 at night. How long have you had that jewelry?
For a while.
Are you sure? How'd you get it?
At the mall.
Which mall?
Parks Mall.
Parks Mall? When did you buy it? Was it a gift or did you buy it or?
It's a gift.
It was a gift? Who gave it to you?
Is my jury involved?
Well,
I mean, look, you can just come straight up, you know what I'm saying? You want to know something, just don't beat around the bush, just ask. I'll tell you if it...
okay. Well, when did you get that jewelry? Did you buy it on Thursday?
Yeah,
Okay. Where'd you buy it from?
Parks Mall.
Okay. How'd you pay for it?
Credit card.
Whose credit card was it?
I don't know whose credit card was it. I just found it and got it.
How did you get the credit card?
Huh?
How'd you get the credit card?
Found it.
Where'd you find it?
Do you know where...
The detectives knew more than they were letting on, but in the test of honesty, Stephen was not doing well.
That's all. Ain't no secret or anything.
Those weren't your credit cards.
No, those were my credit cards. But I was thinking, that's quick money, so I just...
Do you remember the name on the credit card?
No, I didn't pay attention. I was just excited to get the credit card. Went to the mall.
Okay. And who gave you a ride over to the mall? That's a long walk from North Arlington.
AG and Twist.
AG and Twist?
Yeah.
Whose car were you in?
Twist.
Twist car?
Yeah.
How many times did you use the card?
Me, I used it when I got the jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
I brought the bracelet, the ring, and the 2 necklaces.
Mm-hmm.
Bought the pair of shoes.
Okay. So
And that was it.
how many stores did you use it?
2, 3.
Did you try and use it another time and it get turned down?
Mm-hmm.
The same place you bought the shoes?
Yeah, I just threw it away, so I was like, damn, they turned it off already.
Okay. Did you try and use any other credit cards that day?
Twist and them had a credit card, but I don't know.
Whose credit card was that?
I don't know.
So you don't remember what car you drove to Chevron, but you don't have a car, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So whose car did you drive?
I don't know.
Did you find it on the side of the road too?
What, that car?
Yeah.
No.
What type of car was it? Was it newer, older?
I don't know. I guess, I don't know if it's new or old.
What color was it? Steven, look at me for a second, man. Obviously, I mean, we're leading down a path that you know where we're headed, okay? I'm not trying to beat around the bush, but at the same time, I'm also trying to get anytime I ask these questions, I always try and gauge how people are reacting to them, okay? And by no means am I not trying to insult your intelligence or anything like that, but also, I can tell right now you're starting to get into that slippery slope of lying to me, okay? I mean, if by now you haven't figured it out that I've already known where you've been through these last couple of days.
I already know that.
I know you do.
So I didn't kill nobody. I can take a lot of take the test. I didn't kill nobody.
Okay, where were you then? How'd you get that car?
Well,
hold on, back up. Let's be honest. How did you get that car?
I did not take that car.
How'd you get it then?
Somebody let me use that car.
Who let you use that car?
I don't want to say.
Well,
Stephen, now is not the time to not say. You know what we're here to talk to you about. You're sitting there saying you didn't kill nobody. You know what we're here to talk to you about.
They arrested me for capital murder. I didn't kill nobody.
Okay, then who did?
I never killed nobody in my life.
well then what happened?
I wasn't even there. I was at the house.
Stephen, look, man. If you're saying you weren't there and you didn't kill anybody, fine. Okay? Are you willing to do somebody else's time?
No.
Okay. Well, if you...
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Was my fingerprints there?
Worse than that.
Huh?
Stephen, You left stuff all throughout that crime scene, okay?
Like what stuff?
Well, like your belt stuff, like shoe print stuff. I'm sure your fingerprints are going to be all over it. DNA is going to be on it.
DNA on what?
All over the crime scene. Steve, it's not a mystery that we ended up here, okay? I'm not Miss Cleo, but I think I've got a pretty good grasp on things, okay?
So you saying that I killed the person?
Yes, I think you did. Stephen, if you didn't, well then fine, convince me. But saying that, man, I don't know anything, or I don't know anything, and playing games about the car and all this other stuff, playing games about the credit cards, you didn't find those credit cards on the side of the road. I know exactly where you got them. You got them off of my victim. And y'all were blowing them up. You were riding around in my victim's car.
Stephen was trying to deduce how much evidence the officers had on him in order to align his story. However, you cannot argue with DNA evidence.
I know where the keys are. I know where the car is.
Where's the keys at?
The keys are in my property room. The car is in my seizure lot.
And where did you get the keys from?
I got them off of AG.
Where's AG at?
In the jail.
Here?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you find him?
I'm good.
Oh, he wasn't answering the phone.
Yeah. And let me shore up some things. I've already talked to AG.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, it doesn't take a miracle worker to find you at that point, does it?
Stephen, just so you know, we're not lying to you. The car was parked in the Arbor's Post Oak Apartments.
Up off of Trenton Union 360.
Okay. So, I mean, we're not here to play games with you.
Okay.
We're not here to bullshit you. Okay? So we're not lying to you about it.
Okay.
AG had the keys in his pocket, right? It's not an issue of, like I say, we're not here to play games with you, all right? All right.
We want some answers.
We want to give you the opportunity to talk to us and tell us what happened. We'd like to hear your side of the story about what happened.
What evidence do you have?
Well,
I've already told you you've left shoe prints on there. What shoes were you wearing Thursday? It was black Nikes with the green on them, right? Are you sure? 'Cause my victim's blood's on them. And the shoe print you left at the scene matches the shoe print on those shoes, because we have those now.
Well, which ones? On Nikes. The only Nikes I got are my orange ones.
No, you have about...
Jordans.
You have Jordans, same difference, I'm sorry. Same difference. I remember back before they were just Jordans. I remember they were Nike Air Jordans. So I apologize for that. But the green ones and the black, remember, it's got the funky thing on there, 'cause my victim's blood's on them, on your shoes. Your belt's missing a couple of those white notches. Guess where they're at? They're in my crime scene. Look.
What else you have?
Stephen, this isn't exactly a time to be playing a whole lot of games here. And the reason why I'm asking is this, Stephen. What we have is we have a dead pastor inside of a church.
I didn't kill no pastor.
Well, then,
I go to church. You guys want to know?
What church do you go to?
I go to church every Sunday.
Okay.
Well, killing this last thing.
Okay. Well then, if you didn't kill him, who did?
But you said that you think I killed him. I didn't kill nobody.
Well then, who did? Who was with you when this happened? And Stephen, to tell me that you weren't inside of that church that morning, don't be playing that game, okay? Because I can disprove that 100 different ways.
There was no way that Stephen could deny his involvement in the crime. The fact that he targeted a church gave the crime a very disturbing edge.
That's the type of stuff that's going to hurt you. You go to church, but then you know forgiveness and everything about that, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, now's the time to be begging forgiveness. Now is not the time to be trying to do anything else.
Well, what is AG charged with?
Right now he's being charged with aggravated robbery.
Robbery.
Mm-hmm.
How did robbery come in?
Things were taken from the church, such as a car, such as some credit cards, such as some other things. Now is the time for you to start, because AG's playing games, and guess what he's saying? He's pinning everything on you. He's saying that you killed that guy.
I didn't kill nobody.
Then what happened?
I didn't kill nobody.
But then what
I
happened?
didn't touch nobody.
Then what happened? To say you weren't there, that's not going to fly. To say that you didn't use those,
I used
to say that you got the credit cards on the side of the road, that's crap. You didn't get that on the side of the road. No more than you weren't in that church. You were in that church. You were there when that man died. You were there when that lady was severely beaten and almost died. And that's damn unlucky for you.
Why?
Because she's going to be able to identify you.
Yeah. And she wanted to identify. I wasn't there. I went
You
inside.
have let me tell you this, you have a very distinct look about you.
Like what? What's my look?
You have tons of tattoos, man.
Yeah.
I mean, dollar signs on the eyelid, on your...
Eyelids.
I mean, that's not exactly something that's...
Unmissable. And you can take my picture now and go show
I will.
her. And she's going to say that's not the one.
If it wasn't you, who severely beat her and who killed that man? Wasn't me?
Can I take a lie detector test?
I don't have one right here. If you want one, we can probably set one up a long time down the road. But you got bigger issues than that right now. Because I guarantee you, those people's DNA, their blood is going to be on those shoes. Your fingerprints and your DNA is going to be in that crime scene. And you were in my victim's car at about 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon at a Chevron station in Arlington.
I went 1 o'clock.
What time was it then?
I was around 3-ish.
No,
2-ish.
you were at the mall by then.
No, I was at the mall about 3:30. I know this. Because the show was off Mayfield.
Yeah, that's actually where it was.
Okay. And did you see that PT Cruiser pull up?
I sure did.
And who got out?
AG.
Okay.
Stephen, like I said, man, you're wanting to argue about small stuff like that. I mean, that's not the issue. You
I'm
know
not
that's
talking about
the
small
issue.
stuff.
I mean, do you want to talk about the big issue? I mean, now's your chance to talk about it.
I didn't kill nobody.
Okay, then who did?
Despite the overwhelming evidence, Stephen decided to still try his luck at acting innocent.
I mean, did you go there to do a robbery, hit a lick, and something went bad? If you did, then tell us what happened. I mean, we didn't. I'm not sitting here saying that you went there intending on killing somebody. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying you're some killer that said, hey, I'm going to go kill a pastor today.
I never killed nobody. I
I'm
didn't
not
kill an
saying-
animal, period.
Stephen, I'm not saying you are. I don't know you. I've never met you before. Never talked to you before today, right? I'm not saying you are. I'm not here to judge you. I'm just asking you what happened. That's it. Okay? I'm asking you if you went there to hit a lick and something went bad. If that's what happened, that's what happened. I'm not asking you to say something that's not true either. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I'm not asking you to lie. I'm not trying to make you say something that's not true. That's not what I'm asking you for. I'm just asking you to tell the truth.
I didn't kill nobody or anything like that.
Okay.
And
I
what
didn't
did
beat
you?
nobody. I didn't put my hands on nobody.
Okay. Well, then who did?
I didn't kill nobody.
And what happened?
I wasn't even in the room when it did happen. I wasn't even in that little section.
And what happened? Who was with you?
Contrary to his story, phone records later revealed that he texted an unknown number shortly after the murder, stating the following: "I did some shit the other day, cuz. I f***ed up, cuz. Real bad."
Stephen? Yeah. Feel bad for what happened?
Yeah, that was wrong. It was wrong.
What happened?
I don't want to be no snitch on nobody, man.
This isn't the
This
time.
isn't, I mean, we're not asking you to snitch on somebody for dope or something like that. I mean, snitching, I understand that for stuff like dope or stealing something from somebody. But you said it yourself, that was wrong. So, I mean, this ain't about snitching on somebody for...
This man had a family. He has a pregnant wife.
So, I mean,
He has a congregation.
without saying who did it, what happened? I mean, let's just start with that. Without even saying who did it, what happened?
I don't even want to say. I went there.
Stephen, the thing is, if it was you...
No, it wasn't.
No, listen to me. I'm saying if somebody did this to you, or somebody did this to your family, we'd be doing the same thing for you or your family. We would. And we'd be asking the same questions for you or your family. And you'd want us to do that for you or your family. If somebody did this to somebody you loved, wouldn't you? And you'd expect us to keep going and going until we got the answers for you or your family. And that's only right. And so we can't leave it at that. Okay?
Besides, if that little hint of yours is just there, you're saying AG did this? Because I'll tell you what he's saying. He's saying it wasn't me, it was you.
No, it wasn't me. I ain't that type of person.
Well,
So who was?
The person I already have.
Which is?
Not me.
Stephen was vehemently denying the accusations, but he was not willing to share his side of the story, which pointed once again to the guilt he was trying to hide.
Okay. Well, then you're going to have to disprove your side of things then. Walk me through what happened. How'd y'all get to the church?
Well,
From your mom's house? Who had the gun?
that BB gun,
Who had it?
AG. That's AG's BB. Well, that's Merck's BB gun.
What does it look like?
Like a 9mm
Is it metal or is it a little plastic?
plastic.
Okay. What time did y'all get to the church?
I didn't go. Well, I didn't go inside till afterwards.
okay.
What do you mean you didn't go until afterwards?
Okay, he called me on the phone. Well, I went in. 'Cause the front door was locked.
Well, how did he get in?
He went to the window, waved his hand.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I came and opened it for him.
Who?
I don't know.
You didn't see?
No, because I was over where the bushes at. In the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
I was right there
So how long was he inside?
for about 45 minutes. 45 minutes.
45.
He was in there a while.
Okay. Why did he pick the church? Why did y'all walk to that church?
Okay, he said it's gonna be an easy lead. Some quick money.
Well, who was scouting it out? Because that's not exactly just like...
I don't know. I ain't even never been to that church in my life. I don't know who was. I thought it was in Japanese people. It says First Baptist Church of China or something like that. So I really don't pay that church no mind. I just got out of ISF on the 22nd of February, so I really didn't know what I'm saying.
Okay. So he goes to the front door, waves his arm. Somebody lets him in.
Yes, sir.
And you're just standing out in the bushes for 45 minutes?
No, I'm standing beside the bushes.
Okay.
Stephen omitted himself from the account when he retold what happened during the crime. The fact that he and his friends chose a church because it was an easy target already speaks volumes about their moral compass.
And what happens?
Then he comes to the front door and he lets me in. So I go in and look and I say, where the people at? He said, no, I took care of that, son. Took care of that.
What was he wearing?
Black.
All black?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything funny looking about him? Did he have any, like, blood on him?
I don't know, because he been in there.
Mm-hmm.
And he probably could have washed up. So I don't know. Then I go to... So we both go to... I guess it's like there's stairways. When you first come in, there's like stairways.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a glass office to the right. And I stand right there at the door. And he goes into that back office with the glass. and I hear like commotion, they digging through something. Then he comes out with 2 sets of keys.
What else does he have?
The credit cards. When I walked in, the chair was toppled over, one of those sitting chairs.
Mm-hmm.
There was another chair toppled over on this side of the room. There was some blood on the floor. When he's over there in the corner, there was somebody right there laying down. Then there was somebody over there laying down. I didn't threw up. I went outside. I ran straight outside.
Okay, but what did you actually see though?
The person laying on the ground.
Okay, Stephen, we need to know, did you touch either one of them? Because we're going to find out.
Nah, I didn't touch not either one of them. So when I seen it, I ran back outside, because that's the first time I seen it. When somebody like that, I ran straight back outside.
Okay, because the thing is, it's not like on TV or crime scene investigators are comparing your prints and AG's fingerprints to everything in that place. It's not like on TV where they get it back in 30 minutes. So they've got a lot of fingerprints to compare to everything. So we're going to find out if you touched what you touched and what AG touched and exactly what on both people you touched and what on both people AG touched. So if you touched either one of them.
I didn't touch them.
Okay.
I didn't touch them.
How far into the room did you get? Were you just standing by the doorway?
Or the doorway. Like,
did you ever go by the people?
Nah, I didn't go by the people. Like, I went to, it was like a little chalkboard. AG was over there behind the desk. It was a chalkboard. And there was blood on the floor, and so I walked, something like that, and I looked. Nah, I guess I walked back out.
Now Stephen was finally starting to share more details, but the detectives knew that his story was more than likely filled with more lies.
Like, can I stand up? When I walked in the door, AG over there in the corner, so I walked.
What's he doing when he's over in the corner?
He's digging through shit, so
What is he digging through specifically?
the drawers, and stuff like that.
Did you dig through any drawers?
Nah,
Touch any? Are you sure?
Positive. I didn't touch no drawer. Not that I remember. I didn't touch no drawer.
Well, not that you remember is a different thing. I want you to remember.
No.
Are you sure? You didn't touch any of the desks, any of the credenzas?
What's credenza?
It's like the little things with the drawers that pop out on the sides. The little wooden looking things.
I don't think so.
You sure?
Probably. I don't think so. I don't think I did.
Are you sure?
I don't know. You tell me if I did. Did I? My fingerprints on there?
I don't know yet.
Okay. I don't think I did.
Okay.
And I looked like that. To the person that was in the corner, looked like that. Went back outside.
What else did that person look like? You said he was a white guy, white shirt and
That's
khakis. Anything else distinct about him? Well, let me ask you this. After y'all took the car, did y'all go back by? In the car? Okay. Is that the point you saw the lady in the pink? Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Y'all had already done what y'all had done by 2 o'clock, because you said you come back by and you see the lady in the pink.
No, it had to be at 2 o'clock, around 2, something like that. Because AG was finna go back and get the truck, but he seen the lady, so catch her.
Right, that's what I'm saying, is that y'all had already done what y'all had done inside the church, and y'all had already stolen the first car, which is the little white Galant, right? It's a little Mitsubishi car?
Yeah, the little pearl white.
Yeah, y'all had already stolen that at 2 o'clock. So that's what I'm saying, is y'all had already been there by 2 o'clock. This is your second trip. Y'all were going to go steal the other, like, little, the Ford.
Yeah.
But he didn't because...
There was somebody in the front.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying, is that y'all had already done what y'all had done prior to that.
Yeah, but I didn't kill nobody or none of that.
Stephen, why didn't y'all just take both cars at the same time?
We didn't at first, because there was somebody across the street that was working, I guess, on their house or something. and we didn't want to make it look obvious.
This admission proves that what Stephen did was a calculated crime. Worse even, an anonymous inmate shared a testimony of seeing Stephen murder his previous inmate. Stephen was never charged with this, but according to the testimony, he did a Chuck Berry celebration dance with a broomstick as an air guitar after the murder.
Did y'all trade the stuff y'all got from the church for the X pills?
No. He still had the iPhone on him, but he could unlock it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he sold it to somebody else later on that night.
What about the rest of the stuff?
I don't know where the rest of that stuff was. I mean,
What happened to the pistol? Little BB gun.
I don't even know where it's at.
Who had it?
AG had
When?
all the time.
The whole time?
Yeah.
Do you have a pistol?
No, I'm not gonna.
Have you ever had any pistol or anything that looks like a pistol? Did you ever carry anything Thursday that looked like a pistol?
I have a gun.
Okay.
Well, what?
Everything I'm saying is true. I ain't.
Well, but here's the thing, okay? Because AG's saying, you know, I didn't kill nobody. He went in, he did what he did, he came back out, and yeah, he tossed me the keys, and I was going to get the Ford. But I said, nah, I don't want to do that, because I can't believe he did what he did inside that church.
No.
Then we get in the car and leave.
No.
And I swear I didn't touch anything. My fingerprints aren't going to be on anything and all this other crap too. So, I mean, it's pretty clear. I mean, the lady's going to pull through.
Yeah.
Okay? She's going to live. Okay?
I mean, you
So
know
that means
that,
she's
right?
going to,
Yeah, I know
that means
that.
she's going to talk.
Yeah.
Okay? And I have a strange suspicion she's going to tell me that you and AG are the two people that were in there doing what y'all did.
But I didn't kill nobody though. That's the point.
But Stephen, were you in there when?
When it happened?
Yes.
No. When
But you understand she's going to tell us though, right?
I
mean,
understand that.
whether both of y'all were in there or not.
I understand that.
Did you get any blood on you?
No.
Did you get any blood on your shorts?
No.
Did you get any blood on that shirt?
No.
Did AG get any blood on him?
I don't know.
Did you see any blood on him?
Well, what did he say happened? I mean, why did he kill him?
I don't know.
Well, don't, Stephen, he
I mean,
would
I
have had
don't
to
know.
say something.
I mean,
he doesn't kill two.
I
he doesn't
don't
kill one
ask
person.
questions. You know what I'm saying? That's just not me. I don't ask
Well,
questions.
Stephen, don't tell me that. Man. If you go to hit a lick with somebody, and somebody dies and another person almost dies, you can't tell me you wouldn't ask what happened. There's no way you wouldn't ask what happened. There's no way.
No.
There's no way you get wrapped up in something like that because you know you've just been wrapped up.
I went inside the room when it happened.
But it doesn't matter. You know that the heat's going to be coming down on you, and you're not going to ask questions. Whether you knew it was going to happen or not, your buddy just got you in on something like that. Your buddy does something like that, and you're there with him, and you know that's going to bring the heat down on you.
I don't know why he did it. I don't know.
And you're not going to ask questions?
Forensic evidence later revealed that blood from both the victims was found on Stephen's shoes. The studs from his belt were also found at the scene, indicating that he was much more involved than he was letting on. Detectives now had their pivotal twist: hard physical proof that would corner Nelson.
You go out and you have a good time and no one gets hurt, that's one thing. But if all of a sudden you walk in the room and there's a guy laying dead on the floor, there's another person that you think's dead, you're going to ask questions, man. There's no way you're going to convince me you're not going to ask questions.
And then you just willingly grab their keys, drive out of there, take those people's credit cards, go buy yourself tons of stuff.
Stephen, there's no way you're going to tell me.
I didn't grab the keys from the people. AJ handed me the keys.
Who drove out of the church?
AJ.
Who drove from the Chevron station?
I did. I drove to the Chevron station.
I mean, how's that make you look, man? Are you cold-blooded?
No.
Then why do you act that way? I mean, why would you act?
How am I
like,
acting like that?
Because how could you? That's my point. Is if you're not cold-blooded, how could you get in a car of somebody who just been murdered, or somebody that you think two people are murdered, and you just get in their car, leave, and then go spend their money? And then now say, man, I can't believe he did what he did. I mean, Steve, how does that make you look, brother?
Make me look bad.
Yeah. But I mean, how would, if this was reversed, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say your sister, God forbid nothing happened bad to her, but let's say something switches, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Your mom and your sister are at home and you're in the apartment just watching TV. Two guys come in and beat them as savagely as these people were beaten.
But look how
And kill them. And then take your mom and your sister's stuff and then leave. And then just go out like who gives a shit and spend their money and stuff. How would you react to that? What would you think of the type of people that would do that?
Like pissed off.
Stephen was not showing remorse, even when he imagined himself in the victim's shoes.
You'd think of them as remorseless, right?
Yeah.
You'd think of them as cold-blooded, right?
Yeah.
I just met you. I don't know what your character is. I don't judge you from the tattoos. You know, you've been very polite to me. You've been very polite to my partner. Stephen, there's this whole thing about, you know, I don't know, detective. I don't ask questions like that. You know who says stuff like that? People who've been in the system before. People who know that they have a little bit more criminal responsibility than what they're letting on. Because you're trying to distance yourself. Didn't try and distance yourself from that people's car. You didn't try and distance yourself from those people's credit cards. Only when you get caught now.
No, I told you what I did. I told them what I did. I said, yeah, I mean using the cards. Yeah, I did that.
So one person's going to go in there, and AG's a decent sized guy, but he's not a bodybuilder.
I know, but you see how big the white dude was? He was long. I looked at him, he was long.
Right. That's my point.
And how can I beat somebody to death?
Well, if there's two people, one person's holding a gun on him, or what they think is a gun. So what did you do to him?
I didn't do nothing to him. My fingerprint ain't gonna be on him. I didn't do nothing to him.
What was the plan? AG hold the gun, you take the stuff, bless you.
I was thinking. Can I use the restroom?
Yeah. Come on, man. Have you told anyone about this? Has AG's told anyone about this?
I can't tell you. I don't even know.
How long have you known AG?
About a week,
About a week?
probably.
Okay.
How'd you meet AG?
Through Morgan.
Who's Morgan?
So I guess he's his best friend.
So it was kind of the deal, you get the credit cards, he gets the property?
Probably.
Okay. Did y'all get any money out of this? Like actual money?
Mm-hmm.
How long were y'all in the church for the entire time? For about 45 minutes, you said?
I was on the outside. I was outside.
So one person, just him,
Mm-hmm.
beat those people the way he did?
I don't know if he beat him or not. I don't know what he did. But he was in there 45 minutes.
Well,
I came in.
Steve, I'll tell you like this, okay? You know, I just met you again and all that stuff, but there's obviously we've been doing this a day or two, okay? And I've seen a lot of beatings. I mean, I've seen people get beat with about everything there is to get beaten by a human, okay?
Mm-hmm.
These people were beaten probably the worst I've seen, okay? And one person could not have beaten them in the manner in which they were beaten. AG's a fairly big dude. He's kind of chubby, but I'm about as big as that preacher. If that dude comes at me, I mean, come on, man. One dude is not, and 2-on-1? Come on, man, that ain't gonna happen that way. It didn't happen that way. One person did not do this.
Okay, but I didn't assault nobody.
Did you just hold the pistol on him?
I didn't have no pistol. I didn't kill nobody, didn't assault nobody, none of that.
You just happened to go in there right after your friend did this, didn't ask any questions,
I
but then
looked,
took
I'm
the
like,
pro-
damn.
but then
I'm
but,
like,
but then took the
damn.
proceeds. You didn't say, "Damn, what'd you do? Damn, why'd you do all
Damn.
this?"
That's it. Then we left.
What happens when you see a bad car wreck on the street?
Keep going. It's not my business.
You know, or what? Have you ever seen anything that was just so crazy that, you know, just something that was so outlandish, something that you just saw and you were like, man, that's fucked up. You ever seen anything like that in your life?
Yeah, when my homeboy got his head decapitated when he rode a motorcycle.
And you saw that?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's something that's become scarred into your memory?
Yeah, it fucked me up there.
What was, I mean, I'm not trying to, but when somebody else came up to you, what's the first thing you did to them?
But what? Come up to me how?
Like, after you saw that happen, one of your other friends, one of your family members or somebody came up to you. What's the first thing you did?
Told him to get away from me.
You didn't say anything, you just said get away?
Yeah, just get away from me. Cause that was my friend.
True.
That was just, I wanted to be alone.
But afterwards, after you calmed down, what'd you do? You didn't tell anybody what happened?
Cause it was a lot of people that was there. It was on the highway.
So what did everybody else do?
Cried and
When
made
somebody,
scenes.
when somebody who wasn't there and saw it came up and saw kind of the aftermath, what's the first question they asked?
What happened, all that.
What happened?
Nah, it's tough.
Well,
I tell them, man, this ain't none of your business.
Right, but it's human nature is what I was getting at. Humans are curious animals by nature. We're all just nosy little bastards.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us more so than others. Okay? So it's human nature when you see something fucked up to say, what happened? Especially if it involves somebody you're friends with or know or acquaintance with. And especially if it's something jacked up that you didn't know about going into it.
See, I've been in jail. I did 2 years for that. So, I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but so are you so hardened from 2 years that you see 2 dead bodies? Or you
I mean,
think of 2 dead bodies and you just go, damn,
it's not my
can I get the
business.
credit cards?
I learned to mind my business, don't ask questions. It's none of my business. Me being nosy, what they're going to give me.
But
Nowhere.
Stephen, I understand that.
But you got to see how I think. I'm telling you how I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's cold-blooded is what that is.
But Stephen, I understand that if AG did something on his own without you there. But it is your business because you were there. Then it becomes your business because it affects you and it affects your life. If he did that while you were in Grand Prairie, then it's his business and it ain't got nothing to do with you. But it becomes your business when you're there.
I wanted
Because
to
it
when I
makes
did it.
You were there. Even if you were standing outside.
I didn't know that he was
Okay,
going to kill
but you
me.
understand what I'm saying? It becomes your business when you're there. It becomes your business when you use the credit cards. Then it becomes your business. It becomes your business when you walk in there, when you leave fingerprints there, your DNA there, when you leave part of your belt there, and you use credit cards when you are in a car that was stolen from the scene. Then it becomes your business because that affects the rest of your life. Then you're in it. Then it is your business. And then you are going to say, man, what did you do? Because then it is your business. Okay? You understand what the difference is? Big difference. And that's what we're getting at. Is that's why you would say, what did you do? We were supposed to come here and get some money. We were going to come here and make some easy money.
Goddamn, bro, why'd you take it this far? Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? Come on, bro, let's get out of here, man. I can't believe you do this type of shit.
Or at least say what went wrong.
According to testimony from a friend of Stephen, Brittany Bursey, 23, he knew exactly what he did. He said that he hit a lick. Somebody was strangled and somebody got beat half to death. He said, I think I killed her too.
They at least explained to us.
He didn't tell me what went wrong. He didn't tell me that. He didn't tell me what went wrong. That's it.
So he just said, I killed him?
No, he didn't say that. He said, I took care of that.
And that's it. I took care of that.
So when did you ask him that?
What?
When did you ask
When I
him?
walked in the room and seen people on the floor,
What'd you say?
I said, well, what happened? He said, no, I took care of him. And that's it. I left it at that. Okay? That's on you. Your fingerprints all over here, like mine. And that's when we left.
And so you didn't try and distance yourself at that point?
Distance myself out.
That's my point. You didn't try and like
This
say, hey, I just
from AG?
Yeah, why didn't you? I mean, if you met this dude a week ago, so I mean, it's not like y'all are like friends for life, BFFs, none of that crap.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you just met this dude, he's not like, you know, your best friend that you cared for beforehand or something like that. If some dude I knew for a week even stole a candy bar, I'd be like, what? Deuces, man, I ain't gonna get messed up with you. This is a dude you met a week ago, kills 2 people that you think, in a church, and you just, all right, man, well, that's on you. Let's go to the mall. So you walked up to this church and said, hey, dude, did you even ask him why y'all were going to that church? You told me earlier y'all were just going to get some money, right? You was going to hit a lick? Do you often stand outside and while people hit licks? Go inside and rob people? Have you ever robbed anybody? Never? Were y'all trying to rob somebody Tuesday night?
Tuesday night?
Y'all weren't out trying to hit licks? Because AG said you were. Y'all were out trying to hit some licks.
I didn't rob nobody Tuesday. I didn't.
I know, because everything fell through. Couldn't find anybody. Some lady gave you like a thing of dimes or quarters or something.
No, that was murder.
After going in circles, the detectives decided to be straight with Stephen. His lies were not fooling anyone, and on the contrary, they were eliminating any chance Stephen had of sympathy.
I mean, do you understand how it looks from our side?
Yeah, I understand.
Because, I
I'm
mean,
not,
it looks
I'm not
cold.
dumb or anything.
I know that.
No,
I know
I'm
that. I'm
a
not saying
very
that.
smart person.
We know.
I understand. I comprehend very well.
We know, and that's
I know how it looks stupid right now.
well, that's the contradiction we're seeing,
Yeah.
Stephen. Is, I mean, it's one thing if we sit here and we're talking to a dumbass,
Yeah.
and the dumbass says dumbass things.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. It's consistent. Okay? If I was over here talking bullshit to you,
Mm-hmm.
how would you view me? You view me as a bullshit artist dumbass, right?
I'm telling
You're
you.
a smart man,
Oh, I'm
and you're telling me dumb shit.
Hey, I'm telling you the shit that happened. I'm outside,
but
look, watching.
But that's...
Okay, what in the point of the story that you don't comprehend very well? Which one?
I don't... The part I don't comprehend is that you go over with him to go do this lick,
Mm-hmm.
and you just outside mind your business. You acting as
I'm watching up.
So you're acting as a getaway, or a good eye.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're making sure no one comes and messes and disturbs him.
Yeah.
Okay. Did y'all have that preconceived? Was that you're rolling this lick?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were acting as a good eye, and so he goes in and does this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I mean...
Because there was somebody outside across the street.
Right.
In a black truck.
I remember you telling us that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, again, you know that he's going to go rob these people. He's going to rob this church.
I know he's gonna rob the place.
So you're participating in it, and then...
But I didn't know he was gonna kill the people.
Okay. But see, now that's, again, now we're getting a little bit... See, the first time...
The first time I told you, I was outside watching because there was somebody outside working on their house.
Right, but your story is subtly moving towards...
What?
More towards probably the God's honest truth. Because the first couple generations of your story are hard to believe.
For the first time when I said I found the credit card on the gun, that was a lie.
Yeah. We're past that. We're past that. But even in the first part of you saying that we were at the church and all this stuff, you was like, man, I didn't know he was doing anything. Well,
No,
we knew he was going to go rob the place.
I didn't say I didn't know he was doing anything. I knew because we went up there to hit a lick.
Okay.
So that means I knew what he was going to rob. He was going to do one thing, rob the people.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I knew. That part.
Mm-hmm.
The extra part that happened, I did not know that. I did not know that seriously. The killing, I did not know that.
Well, he's saying that y'all were going to go hit a lick, and that he didn't know you were going to take it too far.
No.
So how can I disprove things?
I don't know how can you disprove things.
I tell you what, is your DNA in the system? Do you know if it's been in CODIS or anything like that?
I don't know.
Like, did they ever take DNA from you?
In jail?
You blue drop blood?
Yeah.
Or no, DNA. Well, maybe, I don't know if they took your blood or not.
TDC draws DNA to see if
Through
you have
blood?
any warrants, yeah.
Okay. Just in case, do you mind if I get a second sample from you just to make sure?
My lawyer, I would.
Okay. Okay. So that's what we're trying to make sure, that your DNA isn't anywhere that it shouldn't be. Okay.
Because, like, remember we were asking you if you touched either one of the people that was in there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you touched anything that was on either of the people that were in there. You said no, that you didn't.
You didn't touch any of their clothing?
No.
You didn't touch anything around them?
No. The door, that's it.
The door?
That's something I touched.
Which door?
The
The one by the chalkboard or the one like...
The one before you get to the back office.
Did you open it up?
Yeah.
Okay. Did anyone else open it up or touch it?
AG.
AG did? Did you have any blood on your hands when you touched that door?
No.
Did AG have any blood on his hands when he touched that door?
I don't think so.
Don't think? Okay. I'm asking you because we found a bloody fingerprint on that door. And we have that door handle, that's why I'm asking you.
Oh, okay. Why mine?
Wasn't yours, so it'd be AG's? To the best of your knowledge, it would be?
Yeah.
The detectives did not have concrete proof yet, but Stephen's DNA sample would link him to the crime in an irrefutable way.
Did AG have a lot of blood on him?
I couldn't. He had a black shirt on.
True, but I mean, did he have any wet spots on him?
On the shirt, like smears on the shirt. That was it.
Some smears on his shirt. Did you accidentally bump into anything? Did you accidentally get any blood on you at any point? Did you accidentally touch something and go, damn? No?
So,
Okay. Have you washed those clothes that you wore in there since then?
no.
You been wearing the same clothes?
Yeah, because they're like fairly new.
Okay. What did you wear to the mall? Did anyone wash their hands, clean up,
No.
wash the gun? Because I knew there had to be blood all over the gun.
No.
Didn't wash the gun?
I don't even know where the gun's at. Last time I seen him, he had it last.
Okay. So no one washed up anything?
No.
Okay.
We didn't have nothing on me. I didn't have nothing on me.
True, but you didn't get that kind of icky feeling? You know how like
Yeah,
you,
I had some like feeling nasty or something.
yeah, you know, like when you even,
Yeah, but I was in a rush to go to the mall.
why?
Come on. Huh?
Why were you in a rush to go to the mall?
Cause I know the credit cards, somebody might cut them off or something like that. Cause the credit card company knows your budget, and they know how you spend.
Mm-hmm.
You keep swiping, spending. Like those are like something like, I forgot what it's called, but the credit fraud place
Mm-hmm.
turns it off. I mean, it turns it off.
Okay, so you figured you'd hit it up while you could?
Yeah.
And you just used the one credit card? Did you use any other credit cards?
No, just that Discover card.
Did AG use any other credit card that you saw? And be real, I mean.
American, Bank of America, it was a red card with a flag on.
Okay, Bank of America?
That's the card he had.
Okay, he was shopping with it. Well, I mean, just out of curiosity, I mean, you know the Parks Mall's got such great video. And you know these just came out of a robbery where somebody was killed.
Yeah, but
Why, I mean...
I only shopped in like in the middle park. I thought they didn't have no cameras right there. Those middle booths?
Yeah, they got everywhere.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I looked up and I couldn't see shit. Well, I'm half blind anyways.
Okay. Yeah, they got camera everywhere these days, man. I mean, anywhere you go in commercial society nowadays, you know, Big Brother's watching.
Stephen, why are there holes in the apartment walls at your apartment?
I was trying to get up out of there.
Trying to dig through the apartment?
Yeah, to the next apartment.
Okay.
Because we noticed, like, in that one bathroom over by the closet,
Yeah.
there's one that was going back to the to the fireplace, and then there's the other one that was going towards like behind the toilet.
Yeah.
Did you just not realize the fireplace was by there, or?
No, the fireplace is, it's kind of close, but it's not close. You still got, what, 5-6 feet from the fireplace.
Okay, so when you were like in the downstairs bathroom,
Yeah.
there's the toilet, and there's the one behind the toilet, and the one like to the
One
left.
right on this wall, toilet, one right.
Yes.
Right there.
Yeah. Okay. So you were trying to dig through either one of those.
Yeah.
What about upstairs?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And is that why the cover was down on the thing? You're trying to figure out how to weasel through there and get out?
Okay.
Okay. You didn't toss anything back there?
Nah, I had nothing to toss.
Okay. What, and you said you tossed the credit cards?
Yeah, I was out the window.
Where at?
I don't know, just driving. Just threw them out there.
Stephen was being incredibly vague with all his answers. This is usually a clear bad sign for detectives. If he really was innocent, like he was claiming, he should have had no problem retelling the events that took place in detail.
And then you went out later that evening?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you were in the stolen car still at that point?
Mm-mm.
Whose car were you in at that point?
My girlfriend came pick me up. Yeah, that was Friday night.
Thursday night.
Thursday night?
Thursday night going into Friday.
We all chilled at the house.
Okay. Why'd y'all pick the apartment complex to ditch the car where you did?
I don't know why I picked that.
He picked it? Who lives in that apartment?
I don't know.
Don't know. Had you ever been to that apartment before?
Mm-mm. Never been there before.
I mean, obviously, the main thing here is whether or not you're willing to take responsibility and own up to what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you think I did?
Yes.
Keep asking this question?
Yes, I do.
Why is that?
Why? Because of stuff like, we talked about the belt that you have, and those little metal things.
Yeah, the white.
Yeah,
white.
2 of them came off in that office where this happened. And
So you saying I'm the only person that did this?
no, I'm not saying you're the
No.
only person. No.
That
No.
would it seem like. That would sound like to me.
No.
No.
No. If I said
We've told you the whole time that we thought there was 2 of you. We thought it was you and AG.
no, Stephen, if I thought you were the only person, I'd tell you I thought you were the only person.
Why am I the only one being charged with capital murder?
Well, it doesn't mean that you're the only one that's going to be charged with it. That's not what we're telling
The
you.
reason why AG's being charged with ag robbery and your capital murder is he's saying just basically the flip-flop of what you're saying. He's saying that I was over there to hit a lick and he took it too far. Yeah, I admit my part in the robbery, but he's the murderer.
I never had busted a gun. I never shot anybody. None of that.
And no one was shot. No one was shot.
I mean, I'm not a violent person. I'm not a violent person.
Somebody was.
Stephen was still not willing to admit to his cold-blooded murder. But things got even worse during his 2-week trial. He broke a water sprinkler head in his holding cell. This flooded the entire cell, and the courtroom flooded with black, fire-retardant-laden water, causing a complete evacuation.
And Stephen, like I said, we didn't come in here to lie to you, trick you, play games with you. Okay. So if we thought that you were the only person that took part in this, we'd tell you. Okay.
But it just like it doesn't make sense for him to act alone, it doesn't make sense for you to act alone either. That doesn't make sense. One person could not do all that. No way in hell could one person do that. It had to be 2. At least 2.
There's other things that we're waiting on.
What else?
DNA, fingerprints.
The woman that survived has not been able to talk to us yet. And that's what I'm saying. We're not here to trick you or play games with you. I'm not going to sit here and we're not going to sit here and lie to you and say that she told us this stuff and make stuff up. Okay, we could do that. I could sit here and lie to you and say, oh yeah, she said that you were there. But I'm not doing that. I'm telling you flat out. We hadn't talked to her yet because she hadn't been able to. She is going to survive, and she's going to be able to talk to us.
Okay.
Hopefully that'll be like tomorrow, and she'll be able to
Identify?
And
She'll be able to say who did what and
Yeah.
how it went down.
and who took part in which part.
And
The doctors have said that she's going to survive. She'll be able to do that. It's not like she's going to
have
suffer
memory
brain
loss
damage or anything like that. So again, we're not trying to play games with you. We're not trying to sit here and say that you did it all by yourself or anything like that. So we're not trying to say AG's not going to be charged with capital murder as well. That can change tomorrow, and I'm sure it will. Okay? So don't think this is all getting put off on you. All we're asking you to do is tell us the truth about what happened and own up to your responsibility in it. We asked AG to do the same. He didn't do that. The only thing you can do now, you can't go back and change what happened. The only thing you can do now is decide, are you going to own up to what you did or not? And that's your choice whether you want to do that or not. We're
Right
giving
now,
you the
you're
chance. We're giving you the chance to sit there.
I'm telling you,
And-
what I participated in. I'm
Well,
participating in killing nobody, beating nobody.
Well,
Stephen.
but what you're, go ahead, Ben.
Well, the other thing is that when we talk to the DA and tell him our conversation with AG, we'll tell him what AG said and the opportunity we gave him, and we'll tell him about how the evidence that we have against AG and what lies AG told us and how he lied about his involvement and how he lied about you. And then we'll sit down and we'll tell him about the evidence that we have against you. And then we'll tell him about what we can prove about your involvement. And then we'll tell him about our conversation with you. We'll also tell him about whether or not you showed any remorse or not. And up to this point, you haven't. And we'll also tell him whether we thought that you were lying or not. And honestly, I feel like you've lied a lot.
Wow.
Well, I mean, you've left out a lot about what you did. I mean,
I told you what I did.
well, some
well,
of it,
after
I told you my point of what I did.
well, some of it you have, Stephen, you have.
Okay.
But some of it you haven't.
But you're not finna trick me into saying I killed somebody.
No,
I didn't kill nobody.
Stephen, I'm not trying to trick you.
And
Okay?
but that's what it seemed like what you're trying to get to. Is like I lied and there's something out.
Stephen,
I didn't kill nobody.
well, let's break it down like this, okay? And I'll even take it a step further on what he's saying. Okay. Even if what you say is the God's honest truth, do you even realize, I mean, kind of where you're at in the world? You just admitted to an aggravated robbery, correct?
Yes, that I did. I'm telling you what I did.
But let me tell you where this gets into play, though. Okay, if you knowingly participate in an aggravated robbery, and during the course of that aggravated robbery, somebody's intentionally killed, even if you didn't do the killing, it's as if you did it yourself anyway. You're already party to the offense of this offense. You have committed capital murder, whether or not you think you did or not.
There was no denying that Stephen was involved in a murder. The only shocking thing was how little remorse he showed.
I mean, you've already told us you participated in a capital murder.
I didn't know that he was going to kill.
It doesn't matter. You should know that during the course of an aggravated robbery, things can sometimes go bad. And in this case, it did. Your only salvation right now is to not leave out anything. Your only salvation right now is to lay it all out there. Because when they bring this old lady up on the stand and say, "What happened?" what do you think she's going to say?
What?
We're going to show the pictures of her where her face is beaten to a pulp. Her own husband couldn't recognize her at the scene. She was beaten that bad. She was beaten so bad, her own husband could not recognize her. If you were a third-party person, not us, not you, but if you were somebody judging this on the outside, third party, don't have a side on the side of the pastor or the lady inside, doesn't know you, and you were looking in on this, how would you feel? These two dudes savagely beat an elderly female and a pastor, a man of the God, man of the cloth, somebody whose only action in life is to better other people. Y'all robbed a church. This is Texas. Do you not think people go to church?
Everybody go to church.
Exactly. I mean, how are people going to feel about this? And you've already admitted to participating in it. Your only option at this point is to
What?
free yourself. Salve.
Okay, free yourself how?
Don't.
Why are you beating around the bush?
Because what I'm trying to tell you is this.
What? I did not kill nobody.
But you had more
I
participation
had
than
no
what you
more than anticipated.
You did.
No, I didn't.
You honestly, I
Check
mean,
it, DNA. That's it.
look, Stephen, look at me.
Through. Show a lady my picture. I wasn't there.
But you were there. You
I
can
didn't
play,
touch nobody.
Stephen, you can play ostrich all you want, but you were there.
Show her my picture.
I will. It's coming. It's forthcoming.
All right.
It's going to happen.
There it is.
It's like tomorrow, it's going to happen.
Okay.
Stephen then decided that he was in too deep and needed to make a phone call, likely to his lawyer. However, it was too late.
Is there anything else?
I'm asking you the same thing, brother.
Anything else?
Okay. Give us a second, and we'll get you back downstairs. If you need to finish your drink, by all means, okay?
Can I make a phone call now?
Yeah. When we get back downstairs, okay? Hang tight for a second.
The prosecutors claimed that a life sentence was not suitable, considering how much havoc he had already caused within the prison system. He was sentenced to death on October 16, 2012. Yet every Sunday, Clint Dobson's empty pulpit reminds North Point Church of both their loss and their resolve that, as his widow vowed, good will always trump evil.